First Unitarian Church of Des Moines is a thriving religious community of about 600 members and friends in central Iowa. Founded in 1877, we have a long tradition of community involvement and social action. We were honored and excited to be chosen as a Leap of Faith congregation and paired with our great partner church, First Unitarian of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
When we met with the Albuquerque people in New Orleans, they brought us to task quite quickly to focus in very clearly on what we wanted to do.
Their excellent advice paid off. We narrowed our efforts into 4 areas: community connections for young adults, improving our parking capacity, technology to improve the worship experience, and expanding to a 3rd service.
I hadn't been involved in a church, I hadn't been doing anything like that, so when I started coming, I liked just being on the sidelines. But then I could see that there was a need. And I knew that all my friends that don't really come here, but occasionally I'll bring, and they really like it really works for them. But there's no way to really engage them.
So we've been talking with the Albuquerque Church about how they've been able to have a very successful young adult group. And we have been now, I think, making good progress in a very short time about that.
So we first got together, it was just a very informal meeting, just like everyone kind of talking, introducing themselves. There were probably like 30 people there. One thing that we wanted to do was small group ministry, because there's Wellspring, which we could do here, but there wasn't anything just for our age group, and that we may benefit from sharing with one another. So that was a key component to what we wanted to do, to bring people together, to be able to connect on that level where they might not have another way. And because we never saw each other, we didn't even know that the others were there really. For 1 month we have one small ministry meeting, and then a second activity that month, which we kind of decided to focus on social justice in the community.
And our challenge was to look forward to the future to see how we could better implement our parking, both in orientation and location and for future expansion.
We are very creative Unitarians here in Des Moines, and we were doing a lot of creative parking, which meant that some people would come to church at 9 in the morning and not be able to leave until noon because they could not get their car freed up. That was somewhat of a hurdle for them to come the next Sunday.
Things have improved a lot. We were getting notes to the minister every Sunday morning, and he'd have to read the note saying somebody's blocked in, could you please go let them out. That has certainly improved considerably since we did this. We made the one-way parking, and we're excited that it's working well.
We need to update our amplifier system and our sound system in general. We are still using donated home stereo equipment for our main amplifier for the auditorium. And on top of that, we thought if we added video, we would be able to perhaps put some monitors suspended somewhere in the back there, so people who wouldn't normally have a very good view of what's going on in front, kind of like a rock concert, they can at least see what's going on at the pulpit, if nothing else, and that would kind of improve the experience. Albuquerque has done lots of work with video, and so we were able to learn quite a bit about what we were facing with the idea of getting into video from visiting them and talking with their leaders and their technical people. Taking our experience from Albuquerque, we then wrote up a grant proposal to the UUA for a Chalice Lighter grant that will enable us to at least purchase the essential beginning pieces of what we need to put together to do a good job of enhancing the audio-visual equipment here.
And we've upgraded our facilities, so we're attracting more people than ever before. With every success comes new challenges, and the challenge we're now beginning to experience is a challenge of crowding at some of our congregational services, and even more so at our children's concurrent programming, our RE programming. And so the question before our congregation now is, does crowding of our services and crowding of our religious education programs inhibit our ability to be inviting, to invite visitors to come see us, to invite those who are visitors to become members, and to inhibit efforts of our members to be active. So we've begun a process of talking about options about how to add additional services and additional concurrent programs for children to what we provide here at First Unitarian in Des Moines.
I think that we can see that the excitement that we have in the church over the Leap of Faith effort has also influenced some other growth goals in our church. Last week, we just initiated 34 new members into our church. We have hired a new associate director of religious education, and we are now interviewing for an associate membership, staff members. So we have learned a lot, and it's allowed us to be very successful and to celebrate short-term successes.